What is up guys, Tech James here. In this video I've got something quite interesting to test. This is the PS2 to HDMI adapter. This works with both versions of PS2, including the fat version and the PlayStation 2 Slim. Now quite a few people think that this will make your PS2 games play at like 720p, 1080p. It's not true. It's basically just an adapter that converts the PS2 connection into a HDMI connection. So maybe you've got a new TV and you don't want to use AV cables, it makes sense why you'd want to use HDMI. So yeah, it doesn't really upscale your games or make them look any better. I mean, it could make them look a little bit better, but it's not going to be, you know, in full HD or anything like that. But I just thought it'd be interesting to unbox it in this video and basically see what it's like and what does it work with. It might work with like other stuff like capture cards as well. If it does work with capture cards, I'm pretty sure it does. I'll probably do a separate tutorial on that. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open it and let's see everything that's in the bag. So let's see what we've got on here. So we seem to have some kind of USB cable. It's actually a mini USB, just like the one you'd have for the PS3 controllers. We have got the PS2 to HDMI itself, and then we've also got an instructions manual. So maybe we can have a quick look at the instructions manual. Some of these PS2 to HDMIs come in boxes, but they're all pretty much the same thing. They all look identical to this. If you guys would like to get one, I'll try and link a few on Amazon in the description, and that's where I got mine from, and it was very cheap. So now let's see about these instructions. Works with a HD TV or HDMI monitor, hassle-free plug and play, that's very nice. Supports all PS2 display modes, no power adapter, so it's not messy, just one cord HDMI. These are the specifications. So power consumption is 1 watt, so you can use this to power it off your PlayStation 2's USB port, I guess. And there are the supported video modes. As you can see, not 1080p. 480p, that's pretty good. I guess you could still watch YouTube videos and that and not think the quality was too horrible. What else has it got? Oh, there you go. It has kind of like a diagram of how to do it. Oh, you can also plug headphones into it as well. I guess that's quite cool. Maybe if you've got a PS2 Slim. There's also some more info here if you guys want to read everything. So yeah, lots of information. On the other side is, oh, it's all in English, even more information as well. So there you go, that is all the information about the PS2 to HDMI. What I think we should do now is probably connect this to my fat PS2. Maybe I'll try it on my slim PS2 a bit later, and we can basically see what happens. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and let's try this on my fat PlayStation 2 first. This is the kind of like aqua blue model. I think it looks quite nice. We've got the PS2 to HDMI right here. Let's go and plug it in and let's see what it's like. As far as I know, it is pretty good, but let's just go and try it anyway. So let's just plug it into the AV port just down here, and there you go, it's now plugged in. So it doesn't seem to wobble around too much. It seems to be in this quite securely. Obviously it does wobble a bit, but yeah, it's not really too bad. I've just realized an issue with it. If I plug in the USB cable, it's not actually going to be able to stand like this. So if you guys like your console standing, yeah, it's not exactly going to be possible if you're using the PS2 to HDMI. But let's just plug it in anyway. Obviously we're going to have to power it off our USB port at the front, but as long as we've got it plugged in, it's going to be getting enough power. So let's just plug this in right now. So there you go, it's plugged in just like that. Now we just need to plug this into one of the USBs at the front. That one there is perfectly fine. And now if we just lay it on the floor, this is pretty much what it's going to look like. So yeah, it's not perfect. It is a little bit messy having this cable just hanging around. But yeah, it's not really too bad. The main issue with it is you can't exactly stand your PS2 up because it's just going to get broken. But I think what we can do now is we can probably test it on my TV. Okay, so I also just got one of my PS2 Slims, just so you guys can see what it looks like on this. So what we're going to do, we're going to plug it in exactly the same place. And can the PS2 Slim stand up? And maybe, possibly. It might bend the wire a bit, but if you have the stand, it might be okay. And with this one, you want to plug it into one of these USBs. This one should be okay. So it's going to be looking exactly like that. Personally, I think it's probably a bit better on the PS2 Slim. I don't know, maybe it just fits it a bit better. So I was also sent a mini HDMI projector via Bright, and I just thought it'd be interesting to actually test this out. Seeing as our PS2 now has HDMI, we can test out this mini projector and we can see what it's like. If you guys would like to get these, there will be one linked in the description. Obviously they didn't pay me to kind of like review this, but I just thought I'd add it into this video, seeing as we've got HDMI working on our PS2. So let's just see what comes with the projector. We have got the power cord. It looks like we have a remote control as well, and then we've got some kind of instruction leaflet. So this is like a quick user guide. It should be pretty simple to set up. You know, it's just a tiny projector. You know, it's like one of these basic menu ones. And then of course we've got the projector itself in the box. So let's see what it looks like. It does look like kind of like an alien or something. It has its like own face on it. I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. Just like that. This kind of looks like an eye and this looks like a mouth, but this mouth is actually the infrared reader for the remote control. And then we've just got all our ports on the back. SD card port if you want to load like films and stuff. We've got a USB port, we've got HDMI port, the power port and the headphone port, on button, and we've got some kind of adjusting mechanism for the kind of projector part at the front. So yeah, it's really small, and this should be pretty cool for playing PS2 games. So we can set this up as well and see if the PS2 to HDMI actually works with lots of different devices. Right guys, so here is my setup. I've just got a PS1 controller and then I've got the PS2 to HDMI plugged in, and that is just at the back. Now I did find some kind of issue with the PS2 to HDMI. It's not really like a big deal, but you guys might notice that the HDMI cable is quite heavy and it's actually pulling the PS2 to HDMI down, so it is actually touching the box right here. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. I don't know if it gives any kind of like force on the port here, but yeah, that's the only issue. I mean, you could just get, you know, something small and just kind of hold it under there to hold it up, but apart from that it seems to be completely fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to power on my PS2 and we're basically going to see what the display looks like. We're going to see if it looks better than AV. So let's just go ahead and let's power it on now. Now if you guys have any black screen issues with the PS2 to HDMI, I'm going to make a video on how to fix those tomorrow. This is just kind of the setup, not really any troubleshooting in this one. But since it's powered on, let's look at my TV screen and then we can test out a couple of games. Okay, so this is what it looks like on my TV screen. Obviously you guys are looking at this for a camera, but it does look really good. It does actually look more clear than AV. I have to admit, it does look a bit more crisp. So I think what we should do now is we should probably try a few games. Maybe I can do some kind of comparison to AV. I'll try and find an AV cable in a minute. But let's put a game in. Let's try that Hot Wheels game first and just see what it performs like. So if you guys are wondering, yes, the audio is coming through the TV. If you use PS2 to HDMI, it will basically act as a normal HDMI cable and the audio will come through your television. So I just thought, what happens if we plug in a pair of basic Apple headphones? Is it going to suddenly cut off from the TV and play through the headphones? I don't know. Let's try it and see what happens. Oh no, copyrighted music. I'm just going to plug this in like... Wait, is this like a Shrek song? Yeah, it does. It will actually go through the headphones, so I don't want to play copyrighted Shrek music. That did sound like the band that made All Star, I have to admit. So there you go, it does actually work. If you guys want to play a PS2 while using headphones, I guess you can with the PS2 to HDMI. That is quite a cool feature, which I didn't think about. I mean, if you guys want to take my word for it, it generally does look better than AV. I'm not just saying that. What I will try and do is dig out an AV cable. I'm really bad at this game. But what I'll try and do is dig out an AV cable and I'll go into the settings and I will show you guys kind of like the difference. So I'll leave the camera running and I'll just cut it. So it'll basically be swapping from HDMI to AV. And you guys can see if you notice like a bit of a downgrade in the graphics or not. Anyway, let's just play a bit more of this just because I completely failed that last match. To be honest, I haven't played this game before, but as I was playing I just realised I was absolute rubbish. So what are we exactly supposed to do? We're supposed to get through the middle without touching them? Wait, what? Oh, we're supposed to get the checkpoints. I don't know, maybe we can try another game as well. Okay, let's play a very popular PS2 game, GTA San Andreas, and let's see what this is like. I could also test out the AV to HDMI test on this as well, but let's just try and start a quick game and we can try and see basically how it performs. And the audio, so the audio coming from my TV is actually very impressive. I didn't expect that to work, so that is really cool. And of course you could plug in a speaker via the audio jack as well, which is also very cool. And yeah, this is actually being a bit better than I expected. Okay, so GTA San Andreas, this does actually feel quite nice playing this. To be honest, I have not played this game in a very long time. The last time I played this was actually, wait, why isn't it working? There you go. I don't know what was wrong with my X button. The last time I played this was probably on the original Xbox, and I did actually quite like it on there. It was actually pretty good, to be fair. So yeah, it does feel quite weird playing this on the PS2. I'm actually completely rubbish, so... Okay, so far it does feel quite nice. I'm just going to kind of cycle around the map a bit. I'm not going to, actually play the game. But yeah, it does look pretty good. Maybe what I'll do in a second is I'll pause it, I'll switch it to AV, and we can actually see like what the difference looks like. So yeah, let me just pause this right now. I'll switch it and then I'll cut it to AV and see if you guys notice a graphics change. Okay guys, so I can actually notice that. Can you guys notice it? I don't know, obviously it's on a TV. The HDMI is so much more crisp. I'm not going to say it improves the graphics, it just looks so much more crisp. Maybe I'll try and get like a few pictures on my phone because I really want you guys to see the difference, because obviously not everyone is going to believe me. It is pretty much a HDMI adapter, it doesn't really upscale it too much, but no, it generally does look a lot better. So yeah, I'm actually very, very impressed with this. Okay, so let's try it again. What I've done is I've zoomed into the menu and it's on AV. I'm going to swap it to HDMI and see if you guys can notice an upgrade. Okay, so now it is switched to HDMI. I don't know if you guys can notice it. Hopefully you can, because it does look a lot crisper. And yeah, I'm very impressed. The PS2 to HDMI is definitely worth it. It's very cheap. How much did I pay for mine? Probably about £5, £8. I can't remember, but it was definitely under £10 and it was definitely worth the money. If you guys were wondering about the compatibility with like other stuff like projectors, yes, it does work completely fine as well. As you can see, I've got my PS2 connected to the Vivi-Bright's mini projector and it seems to be working quite nice. Obviously this projector is very small, but it would pretty much work on any projector or any HDMI device that you connected to. Even capture cards and monitors should be okay. So the projector automatically notices it's HDMI. This is running at 576i at 50 Hz, which is actually pretty cool. We're just going to play some more of that Hot Wheels game, and the sound is actually coming out projected very loud, so I should probably turn that down a bit. So there you go, challenge. Can I do it this time? I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely cool to play your PS2 using a projector. That is actually quite funny. And of course there's so many different HDMI devices that this should probably work on. Okay, so let's try it. It's quite hard for me to see, but there you go, I got the checkpoint this time. Right, I don't want to miss the next one. Where is it? There it is. There, got that. Oh, and I completely failed it again. There you go. I'm not very good at games, it turns out. But that is pretty much it for this video. That is the PS2 to HDMI setup. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to check out Vivi-Bright. Make sure to check out PS2 to HDMI. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.